Good evening and welcome, football fans. It's Friday night, time for NIC-10 Conference football action here on Clutch Sports Media 815. From Swanson Field at Guilford High School in Rockford, Illinois, I'm Trevor Larson alongside my partner for this evening, Tyler Fowler, as we are set to bring you a live video broadcast of tonight's matchup between the visitors, the 7-1 Belvidere North Blue Thunder, and the home team, the 6-2 Guilford Vikings. Very cool and pleasant evening for football. Up in the 70s here today. It's cooled down to around 60 degrees. Shouldn't get too much cooler. A gentle breeze flowing from one end zone to the other. So weather not expected to be much of a factor for tonight's matchup. And Tyler, let's start off with the Belvidere North squad. Of course, coming off their first loss of the season last week to the Harlem Huskies. That game, of course, was at Harlem on senior night. We've got another senior night here as Guilford is trying to send their seniors off for a victory. What can the Blue Thunder do to try to rebound and try to clinch their share of a conference championship here in 2022?
Just like last week, if they do not get their offense going right away, it's going to be a struggle. Last week against Harlem, they struggled to run the ball. Their passing game was not very good as either. It's going to be very important for North to get the ball on the ground and get yardage.
Let's move over to the Guilford Vikings squad. Of course, one of the big factors here this evening was the availability of quarterback Skyler Wolf. He was warming up. Does appear that he will play. Of course, that is going to be a very big boon for this Viking squad, which has surprised a lot of folks coming into tonight's game at 6-2, trying to clinch their first 7-win season since 2013. What do you think they can do against a very tough Belvidere North defense?
Their main goal on offense is to move the ball through the air. Unfortunately, that is one of North's strengths defensively. Ideally, if they can skew more towards a ground game and run it right at North, they could find early success, which could lead them to victory.
All right, we are getting set for kickoff. Both teams lined up. Looks like we have Guilford kicking off to Belvidere North. Guilford in the dark blues here tonight. Belvidere North in the white uniforms once again as they were last week. Big crowd on hand here at Swanson Stadium as again it is senior night. Teams are ready. Kick is away and it is going to be fielded at the 10-yard line. Returner out to the 20, up the middle. He's got a seam, and he's going to be dragged down at the 25. So Belvidere North coming out on offense, their first series of the game. Only able to put up 17 points last week. Let's see if they can get some of their outside running game working a little bit better here.
It's very key to get their fullback going. If their fullback can get 4 to 5 yards a carry, that is going to be a recipe for success.
Of course, the offense led by Maddox Gillenswan and Nico Bertolino on the outside. He is one of their most explosive playmakers on offense here this season. Belvidere North in the wing T again that have 2 wide backs on either side and a fullback who stands a few yards behind the quarterback. And before the first snap of the game, looks like we will have an offsides, a good hard count this time by quarterback Maddox Gillenswan. So that'll be 5 more yards for this Belvidere North offense. They're going to start off their first play of the game, 1st and 5 at the 30-yard line. Gillenswan ready to go to work. Looks like that's number 27 in motion. And once again, before the play, we're going to have another pre-snap penalty. Looks like Belvidere North is going to give those 5 yards right back.
I do know that throughout the week, North has tried to work on going on 2. Previously, they've been going on 1. So, as you can see, probably attempted to go on 2, and unfortunately, that did not work.
So, both teams with some early penalties. We'll see if they can clean it up. And here now, hopefully, we're going to have our first offense play of the game. Indeed, we do. Gillenswan takes a snap, hands it to the up back. He's going to be out, gains 7 yards on the carry. That is number 6, Darius Fort on the carry.
Again, that is key to North's run game. If they can establish that fullback up the middle, Guilford will have to commit resources there, leaving the edges wide open.
So a good play on first down sets up this Blue Thunder offense with a 2nd and 2. Of course, last week they struggled with the interior run game, forced into a lot of 2nd and 3rd and long. Jalen Swan under center. Everybody getting set on the offensive line. Of course, they all go down to the 4-point stance at the same time. Jalen Swan takes the snap. He's going to hand it to the up back once more. Forward progress sets him just shy of the 35, and it's going to be third and about half a yard.
That looked like a fullback give the entire way. Guilford is just giving North the edges, it looks like. If they can get one of their blockers out and get that in, they have potential to have explosive plays.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out for, again, one of their star playmakers, Nico Bertolino, to the outside. We've seen him make a number of big plays here this season. Jalen Swan back under center. He takes the snap. He's going to push forward for 3.5 yards. More than enough to pick up the first down, bringing the Belvidere North offense out to the 38-yard line. Belvidere North very methodical in their offense. They like to take their time, wind this clock down. Don't want to have their defense out on the field too often. And, of course, running the ball as effectively as they do can really wear down a front seven for any team that they face. We'll see how Guilford holds up throughout the game. Jalen Swan back under center this time, takes a snap. He is going to hand it off to the up back once more. Another fullback dive, and the ball is ripped away, and it's going to be returned down to the 5. He's in for the score. That is number 33 for Guilford. Davion Black with the strip and the fumble recovery for a touchdown. Great play by the defensive line to hold up the up back as he got a few yards up the field. But the linebackers came in, stripped that ball away, took it back for 6, about 40 yards on that return right there.
Yeah, that ball did not hit the ground. That ball was just ripped straight from the offensive player to the defensive player's arms and for the score.
So big-time play for this Guilford defense as they go up early 6-0 with the extra point to go. Davion Black once again with the fumble recovery for the touchdown. We've seen him make a number of big plays on offense. Here now, the first drive of the game, he makes a big play on defense. Extra point is up, and it is shanked to the right, so it's going to be 6-0 Guilford after the defensive touchdown. Guilford will kick the ball off to this Belvidere North offense. Once again, they did move the ball effectively, but I'm sure after that fumble, Coach Beck is going to be preaching ball control here.
Absolutely. The offense has to better secure the ball there. There's no excuse for that. Let's see if they can return the kickoff for a good position to start offense on and see if they can equal the score.
Yeah, we haven't really seen Belvidere North make too many mistakes in the games that we've called this season. You know, they've been able to hold on to the ball, turnover differential very good. They've been able to take the ball away quite a bit more often than they have given the ball away. Of course, turnover is obviously one of the big factors that can stall an offense. So we'll see how they rebound after that score. Of course, once again, it is senior night here at Swanson Stadium at Guilford High School. So the student section is full up here tonight. Good crowd on hand for both sides. Of course, Belvidere North fans on the far sideline looking to cheer their team on, try to get a share of that conference championship. Both teams ready for the second kickoff of the game. That's 44 back at his 35, set to kick the ball away. 2 returners deep for Belvidere North, and it's going to be a bit of a squib, and that ball just flies out of bounds. So that's going to be a penalty on Guilford, their second of the game, and that's going to give Belvidere North excellent field position on this second drive.
I do wonder if that kickoff was a result of the extra point miss. Again, we have the same kicker doing both kickoff and extra points, so we'll see if the kicker can rebound the next time.
So Belvidere North looks like they are going to spot the ball at midfield. That's what it looks like. Waiting for an official spot from the referee. This appears to be a bit of confusion as both teams are now heading back to their sidelines. And it looks like Belvidere North has elected to have Guilford re-kick following the kickoff out of bounds. So they're going to push the ball back a few yards, and we'll see if Guilford can keep the ball inbounds here on this third kickoff for their kicker tonight.
I don't like this decision. You would have got ball around midfield there. Now you have a chance that the kick return only goes for 5-10 yards, just like the opening kickoff. So we'll see if that decision backfires.
Yeah, we've seen Belvidere North make quite a few big plays on their special teams unit here this season. Of course, we all remember the game against Boylan. They had a kick return for a touchdown. I believe that was Nico Bertolino, and that was one of the key scores that spurred them on to upset the Titans. So Guilford set to kick the ball off once more. Ball is now at the 35. Kick is away. They kick it to the near side this time. Ball is bouncing around the 35, and Guilford almost able to track it down. Does bounce out of bounds. So it's going to be a second straight kickoff out of bounds. This time no option to decline or have a re-kick. Belvidere North will get the ball close to midfield on the second drive of the ball game for the Blue Thunder offense.
Seems like that is going to be Guilford's strategy going into this game, is to not let North's returners get their hands on the ball. We'll see if that is the correct decision.
Indeed. So as you mentioned, a big risk they took having Guilford re-kick that ball. This is going to set up Belvidere North with worse field position following that second attempt at a kickoff. But still great field position at the 40, just 10 yards shy of midfield. Before the play, it looks like we're going to have a timeout for Guilford. Their first of the half, just 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Might have been some confusion on defense.
Yeah, it looked like the defense line was missing one person there. I have noticed that Guilford did not really rotate their defensive line the opening series. We'll see if that continues or whether or not that was just for the opening drive.
Yeah, once again, we want to thank you for joining us here this evening, our second video broadcast of the season. Again, we are live here at Swanson Field at Guilford High School in Rockford, Illinois, watching the 7-1 Belvidere North Blue Thunder take on the 6-2 Guilford Vikings. Also, a reminder that tonight's game is brought to you by Galeno Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. Belvidere North back out to work on offense. Jalen Swan getting a play call, it looks like, from the sideline. Maybe a bit of a reset. Now the offense ready to go to work. Takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to Darius Fort once again. He's out to the 50, 45-40, blocker downfield. Guilford able to track him down from behind. Big time run, going to pick up 20 yards on that carry. Out at the 25 yards on that carry.
The moment the ball carrier decided to go cut the ball back inside, he lost a key blocker, allowing that defender to make the tackle. If he had stayed outside, they could have been 6.
So Belvidere North set to go to work once again here at the 35-yard line. Jalen Swan takes a snap. This time he's going to pitch it out wide. Ball hits the turf. I do believe that one was backwards, and Guilford's going to get their second fumble recovery of the game. Number 11 on the recovery. Do not have him on the roster, so once we find out a name, we'll be sure to give him his proper credit.
Looked like a battery by the quarterback. The defensive end came way upfield. Should have gave it to the fullback, but decided to keep it and pitch it, resulting in that fumble there.
So 2 turnovers here very early for this Blue Thunder offense. You hate to see that if you are a Belvidere North fan, as again they are trying to clinch a share of the conference championship, need a win tonight if Boylan picks up a victory. Now we'll see this Guilford Viking offense go to work. Skylar Wolf back in the shotgun, takes a snap, throws it out wide. Ooh, and a big hit by number 27 for Belvidere North. That is Nicholas Winters, who was engaged on a block with one of the receivers. Ball was out in front of the intended target, and the receiver just went down in a heap.
I'm actually very surprised that the defender made that play right there. The receiver was bear hugging the cornerback, and luckily enough, he just fought through it and made that play.
Yeah, Nicholas Winters, again, one of the standout defensive players for this Blue Thunder squad. We've seen him make numerous big plays throughout the season. So Wolf back in the shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to hand the ball off this time to number 2. That's Javon Jones. He's going to pick up 3 yards on the 2nd and 10 carry out to the 43-yard line. Is going to set up a 3rd and 7.
This does favor Guilford right here. Obviously, they've been a passing team all season. So 3rd and long, a passing down. They should feel very comfortable.
So Guilford once again sticking with that shotgun. 4 receivers, 3 to the left, 1 to the right, and a running back in the backfield with Skylar Wolf. Again, we've seen him be one of the better quarterbacks in the NIC-10, up there in terms of passing yardage and touchdowns here this season. And a standout, one of the big reasons that Guilford is 6-2 here tonight. Wolf takes a snap. He's going to swing it out to his running back. That ball is going to be dropped, and it was incomplete. It looked like the near side judge actually signaled backwards pass, but after a few seconds, he waved it off as incomplete. So Guilford stalls on their first drive of the game, and they are going to have to punt this ball away.
You always see those lateral passes. That is the one thing that can happen is it's not borderline whether it's a forward pass, backward pass. You just never know. So you always hope that it is a forward pass that the referee calls.
Eric Roman back alongside another Belvidere North returner. Punt is away, and it's a good one. It's going to hit the turf at the 9. Special teams unit chasing, and great effort by the gunner. That's number 10, Grant Nelson for Guilford. But that ball does bound through the end zone, and it is going to be a touchback. So a good punt that time, flips the field, give him around 33 yards on the net, and Belvidere North set to work on their third offensive drive of the series. Fumbles on the first 2.
Very good punt by Guilford there. There wasn't really a big rush at the punter, so that allowed Guilford's outside men to get pretty far upfield, having a chance to stop that ball before it went into the end zone.
So Jalen Swan back under center, trying to get the Blue Thunder on the board on this drive. Takes a snap, and he is going to hand the ball off to the upback once again. Maybe 4 yards on the carry. I do believe that was number 6 on the carry. Looks like, yes, Darius Fort on the carry. So 3.5 yards on first down. Going to set up 2nd and 7 once again.
That play there, a little confusion on the play. Even the referees didn't blow the whistle. That is the one thing with option teams. You never know who has the ball. So the referees typically are a little light on the whistles.
Yeah, we've had some difficulty following some snaps here this season. They do have a very creative and misdirected offense. So Jalen Swan takes the snap. This time he's going to hand it off to number 27. That is, I believe, Nicholas Winters, who just made that. No, excuse me, that is number 17, Nico Bertolino, who came in motion from the far side. Came right behind Jalen Swan under center, handed the ball off, and he picked up almost enough for a first down. Going to be 3rd and 1.
Short yardage right here. Give it to the fullback. Something nice and easy. Keep moving the chains.
We've seen a number of fullback dives already here tonight. I would say at least 75% of the snaps have gone to the short man in the backfield. Jalen Swan under center, 23 in motion across the formation. Once again, handoff to Darius for the upback, and just as you said, a nice little fullback dive play, picked up 4 yards and a first down for Belvidere North.
When the fullback doesn't lose the ball, that has been very smooth, allowing Belvidere North to get 3-4 yards each and every time. I would not be surprised if they just pound the fullback up the middle.
Yeah, we'll see if they continue to do so. Of course, ball security, a very big deal for them, having turned the ball over twice already here in the first quarter. So Jalen Swan takes a snap. This ball is going to be handed to number 17, once again, Nico Bertolino on the short side. He's going to be stuffed. Looks like they are going to say he was down at the original line of scrimmage. No gain on first down.
Looks like Guilford's defensive ends just are crashing upfield, stopping that jet.
So now we hear our 2nd and 10. Belvidere North on the 34-yard line. They just picked up a first down a couple of plays ago. Currently trailing Guilford 6-0 here in the first quarter. Jalen Swan under center, takes a snap. He's going to fake the handoff to the upback. Great play that time by number 31 for Guilford. That's Jackson Noakis on the stuff. Give him 3 yards on that loss.
Yeah, I believe the fullback just went the wrong way there.
Excuse me, that is Jackson Noakes on the pronunciation. Should have give him his proper credit. Jackson Noakes on the stop. So Belvidere North back out on this 3rd and 13 on their own 30. Jalen Swan takes a snap, a short pitch to Darius Fort. He is going to shoot off to the left, pick up 7 yards on that carry, but it's going to bring up a 4th and 8. What was his name again? What was his name?
Fourth down for Belvidere North.
And a correction, that was Devin Oliver on that play a couple of plays ago to set up that 3rd and long.
Seems like a little miscommunication on North's offense.
Yeah, there has been. They have not gotten too many big plays. Again, they have turned the ball over a few times, but have not been able to break too much to the outside here so far. We'll see if they can get some big plays later in the ball game. North set to punt the ball away. Returners, 2 of them, standing at the 32-yard line. Kick is away. It's a short one to the far sideline. Bad bounce for the North special teams unit, and it's going to be down at the 41-yard line, 9 yards shy of the midfield.
So far, both teams have struggled offensively. Granted, Guilford only had the 1 drive compared to North's 3. We'll see if Guilford can get things going.
Well, we have a quick break. Want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. Skyler Wolf and the Guilford offense set to go back to work. They are at the 40-yard line. Looks like they moved the ball a yard back. Wolf takes a snap. Quick swing out to the left. That's number 18 on the reception. Makes one man miss. Shook number 22, and he is going to be out to around midfield. We'll see. And they do pick up the first down. They will give him the spot. That's LaDamian Hoffman on the reception.
Play concept there is just get your athletes into open space and let them do work.
Guilford not huddling up. They are going up to the line of scrimmage, getting the play call in from the sideline, looking to confuse this Belvidere North defense, who have been excellent all season. Number 2 in terms of points allowed here in the NIC-10 so far in 2022. Wolf in the shotgun, 1 tight end to the near side, takes a snap, rolls out to the right. Number 2, the blocker in front. He's going to drive the ball downfield to number 84 on the reception. He's going to pick up 17 yards on that catch. That's Jaden Gwynn for another Guilford first down.
Yeah, it looked like the slot receiver or maybe even tight end got behind the linebackers. Number 1 on Belvidere North kind of just stopped. Looked like zone defense, so he had to stop before he left the zone. Unfortunate for Belvidere North.
So back-to-back plays pick up back-to-back first downs for this Viking offense, looking to march down the field here on their second drive and go up 2 scores. Wolf takes a snap, short route to the left side. That is number 11, Marquez Jordan on the reception for 4, maybe 5 yards on the first down, almost inside red zone.
These short passes helping Skyler Wolf regain confidence after missing last week's game.
So Wolf back to work, 3 receivers to the top this time, takes the handoff, hands it to the running back, and he's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage. Javon Jones, no yards on that carry. Going to bring up 3rd and 6 on the 27. And it looks like we have an injured player on the ground. While we have a quick break in the action, want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking. Family owned and customer focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. So Tyler, we've seen a couple of turnovers for this Belvidere North squad so far. Their first couple of drives, of course, we had that fumble recovery for a touchdown. And then the very next drive, they gave the ball over once again. Of course, their defense able to pick up a stop. What does Coach Beck have to do to, try to regain some focus? Of course, they lost their first game last week. Maybe that's still lingering over their heads. What does he got to do to try to, regain that laser focus that we've seen Belvidere North have all season?
Really comes down to the offense just needs to have a long drive. Regain that confidence, move the ball on Guilford. Once that happens, I think everything will be put back into place, and Belvidere North will get back to what they've been doing.
So teams are ready to go after that injury timeout. Waiting for the ready-to-play signal from the referee. Score is currently 6-0. Guilford over Belvidere North here at Guilford High School. 2 minutes left to go here in the first quarter. So we want to thank you for joining us here tonight on Clutch Sports Media 815. Wolf in the shotgun, takes a snap, three-step drop, looking left, nothing there. He's going to scramble out to the right, again looking for a man downfield, but the linebacker is able to chase him down as there was great coverage that time. Looked like number 1, Charlie Lenhart, on the tackle. He got right around to the original line of scrimmage. We'll give him 2 yards on that sack.
Big play there, stopping Guilford from getting any yards, in fact losing yards. Guilford doesn't seem like they're kicking field goals, so they're going to go for it here on 4th down.
So 4th and about 9 yards from the 31 inside Belvidere North territory for this Viking offense. Wolf in the shotgun, 2 receivers on either side of the field. They are on the far hash. Wolf takes the snap, 5-step drop. He's looking to the left, nothing there. Pump fakes once. He's going to throw the ball down to the 18-yard line. Fantastic play by Skylar Wolf that time with his legs. Number 7, Makai Doby on the reception, able to find the soft spot in the zone, and this will be our first snap inside the red zone here tonight.
The North player that decided to go right after Wolf, that was his guy, it looked like, so it's unfortunate for North.
So Guilford back out again, not huddling up there, moving to the line quickly and then getting a play call in from the sideline. Wolf this time 3 receivers to the top, takes the snap. He's going to hand it off to number 1 up the middle.
Handoff goes to number 1, Jordan Wood.
Jordan Woods on the carry for a couple of yards.
And on the stop for the Blue Thunder, number 6, Darius Fort. It's second and goal.
Darius Fort with the tackle. It's going to be 1st and goal at the 7-yard line. We've got about 25 seconds left here in the first quarter. We'll see if Guilford snaps the ball or if they're going to run this clock out. It does look like they are going to snap it. This time a tight formation. Wolf takes the snap. He hands it off to number 18 to the far sideline. Chased by number 3, and he is going to get into the end zone, I believe. Yes, touchdown, Guilford Vikings. Great play that time by LaDamian Hoffman. 2nd touchdown of the night for the Guilford Vikings. Great speed on the edge by him that time to get into the end zone to pay dirt.
Yeah, with Guilford being a passing team, the red zone typically does not favor that, and especially with their starting running back out, good to score there for Guilford.
So they are going to go up for the 2-point conversion. Wolf takes a snap, hands it off once again into the end zone. He's number 11 once more. So Guilford goes up 2 scores here as we are winding down the first quarter. Still 6 seconds left to go. But this Viking offense, Viking defense have really come out to play here tonight.
Yeah, a bit surprising on North's end, I would say. Just struggling to maintain possession of the ball, especially with this style of offense. You would think they would have time of possession, but that is not the case tonight. Guilford has had the ball a lot longer than North has. We'll see if that continues.
Well, teams getting set for yet another kickoff. We've already had quite a few of them here in this first quarter, despite the 2 scores. I believe this will be our 5th or 6th kick. Of course, there have been a couple of penalties for Guilford on these kickoffs. We'll see what their strategy is here this time. If they want to kick it short again, maybe they try it deep. Again, the kickoff return on the opening play there was not too many yards gained by the Blue Thunder special teams unit. So we will see what they do here.
I would not be surprised to see the exact same thing from Guilford. It's worked, so why not keep doing it?
Exactly. Kick is away, and again, they kick it on the ground. This time skipping, bounding, returned, and that's going to be knocked out of bounds at around the 22-yard line. Number 23 for Belvidere North. That's Eric Roman, one of the freshmen on this Belvidere North squad, unable to corral the ball, and North is going to be starting this drive once again pretty deep inside their own territory.
4 seconds left in the first quarter. I would just say, again, hand it to the fullback. You have to get that going in this offense. And then go into the second quarter and try to score on this drive.
So North walking out from their huddle. Again, we do not see Guilford huddle up too much. North huddles up after pretty much every play. Speaks to the style difference between these two offenses. Jalen Swan under center. Takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off once again. That's Darius Fort on the carry. Maybe his 7th or 8th carry so far in this game, and just 3 yards on first down. So that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter. Guilford currently leads Belvidere North here 14-0 at Swanson Field at Guilford High School in Rockford, Illinois, here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Again, want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family owned and focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387.
Congratulations to Kayla Salem for finishing second in state in the IHSA 2A Girls Golf State Tournament.
So, Tyler, we've seen this Guilford squad really come out to play here tonight. Of course, Belvidere North has kind of struggled now for their, they lost last week. To me, it looks like there are some lingering effects from that loss last week.
Yeah, and that is a big factor, especially this late in the season. You're going into games expecting to win now. And unfortunately, this is kind of their toughest stretch of the schedule. So we'll see if North can bounce back.
Of course, I'm sure they would love, again, they're trying for their second conference championship. If they were to pull off the victory tonight and Boylan is going to win their game against Freeport, they would share the title. Right now, though, they need to get back into this game, currently down 14-0 here at the start of the second quarter. So Jalen Swan this time takes a snap, runs into his up back, able to hand the ball off. Could have been disastrous once again. Able to salvage some yards, give him 2, maybe 3 on that second down run. Trent Dinsmore on the run.
Luckily enough, 3 yards, every single play gets you a first down all the time. So could have been a lot more disastrous, but turned out pretty well for Belvidere North.
So 3rd and 3 at the 29-yard line for Belvidere North. It's a long 3, maybe 3.5. Jalen Swan under center takes a snap. He's going to fake the handoff, drag down from behind. Not quite sure if he got enough. We'll wait for the spot. And the near side judge is going to give him the full 3 yards on that carry for a Belvidere North first down.
Don't know if there was a little confusion there between the quarterback and the up back, but in the end, it worked, and the drive continues.
So 1st and 10 from the 33-yard line. Again, Belvidere North inside their own territory. Guilford defense playing phenomenal tonight. They've already forced 2 fumbles. Jalen Swan takes a snap. Quick pass out to the left, deflected at the line of scrimmage. Good play by the Guilford lineman. Number 9 on the target, Ben Butcher, one of the other freshmen here on this Belvidere North squad. First pass attempt we've seen for Belvidere North here tonight goes for an incompletion.
Yeah, when the defensive ends are just crashing outfield like that, when they see the quarterbacks and the football go up, their hands are going to go up.
2nd and 10 here from the 33 as Belvidere North looking to get back in this game. Currently down 2 scores here at Guilford High School. Jalen Swan under center takes a snap. He's going to hand it off once again. That's Trent Dinsmore on the carry, number 10. Great run that time, fighting for extra yards, and he's going to pick up 8 yards on second down. Going to set up a 3rd and maybe 1.5.
When you're the fullback and you have that many defensive guys on you, you just have to keep chugging your feet, keep moving, don't stop your feet. That's what happens when you do that.
So Jalen Swan back under center for this 3rd and 1. Talking to his up back. Once again, Trent Dinsmore, it looks like, in the backfield, number 10. Jalen Swan takes a snap. He's going to hand the ball off once more. He's going to pick up 4 yards on that 3rd down carry. Great fake that time by Jalen Swan. Really fooled the defensive back who actually tackled Jalen Swan a few yards in the backfield. As it is, it's going to be another first down here on this drive. And as you said, Belvidere North looking for a long drive. So far, they've done what they've needed to do.
I would not be surprised if Guilford's coaches have told their players, just tackle the quarterback. With the option offense, if you think someone has the ball, just tackle them, which could beat up the quarterback for North.
So Jalen Swan back to work once more, this time 2 wide backs to the right side of the formation. One comes across in motion. Jalen Swan drops back to pass. He's going to throw the ball out to number 23. That is, do not have a name for him, excuse me. But a great tackle that time. Eric Roman on the reception. But a great play that time by the Guilford defensive back to drag him down for just a short 2-yard gain. So 2nd and 8, just a few yards shy of midfield here for this Belvidere North Blue Thunder offense. We just saw their second pass of the game go for positive yardage that time. Jalen Swan under center, line ready to play, takes the snap. He is going to hand the ball off once again. That's Trent Dinsmore. Another big run from the the sophomore on that second down. It's going to have enough to pick up a first down for Belvidere North.
If North can keep getting big plays like that, Guilford's going to have to commit resources inside, which opens up that outside. I'm pretty sure that's what North is aiming for right here.
Yeah, we've seen Belvidere North really try to establish that interior run game. Haven't seen too many wide plays so far. I'm sure that will change as we move on throughout the night. So this time Jalen Swan under center inside Guilford territory, takes a snap. He is going to hand the ball off once more to the up back. Really sticking with that interior run game. This time only about 1.5 yards on the carry. Dinsmore once again on the carry. We've seen him get the lion's share of the carries here in the second quarter.
I would not be surprised if Guilford's defensive line is getting pretty tired. They've been out here this entire drive, and each and every play wears you out.
So 2nd and 8 from the 41.5-yard line, more or less. Jalen Swan under center, receiver to the top. Motion from the right side to the left. Jalen Swan takes a snap, and he is just sticking with that interior run game once more. Do believe that is Trent Dinsmore on the carry once again. Yes, indeed. So we've seen back-to-back interior runs. Really have yet to see an outside pitch play since that fumble early in the first quarter.
Yeah, and if you've noticed, the quarterback has been on the ground each of the last 3 or 4 plays, so I'm not surprised that Guilford has their people attacking the quarterback.
So 3rd and 3 from the 37-yard line. Jalen Swan takes a snap, and this time he is going to fake the handoff to the up back. 4 Guilford defenders able to read that play with great effectiveness. They threw Jalen Swan back almost 5 yards, and it's going to be 4th and 7 on the 40-yard line.
4th and 7, you're not a passing team. This could get a little hairy.
And we'll see what this Belvidere North squad dials up here. They've had some issues getting big plays. Of course, we've seen a couple of 9, 10, 11-yard runs from Trent Dinsmore, but more often than not here this evening, it's been 2 or 3 yards on those interior runs. We'll see what they have dialed up here on 4th and 7. Jalen Swan under center. Line down 17 in motion. That's Bertolini. Jalen Swan looking to throw. He's going to be hit from behind. He's going to be intercepted by number 31 for Guilford. He's going to be dragged down by Nico Bertolino at the 42-yard line. So the 3rd turnover here tonight for this Guilford defense. Another big-time play for the Vikings.
Yeah, just no one blocked that man that got to the quarterback there. Didn't get there in time for the sack, but got there in time to disrupt the pass, leading to that interception.
So another nice play by number 31 for this Guilford Vikings team. And now the Vikings will take over at their, inside Belvidere North territory, looking to get more points here on the board and go up 3 scores against a very tough Belvidere North squad. Wolf takes a snap, hands it to the running back. It's Javon Jones. Give him 1.5 yards on that carry.
Nice to see Jones back in after being out the last little part of the last drive. We'll see if that injury does, in fact, hamper him or if he's good to go.
So Guilford now 2nd and 9 on the 39-yard line, looking to punch this ball in the end zone once again. Wolf in the shotgun with Javon Jones in the backfield. Motion across the formation by number 11. Wolf's going to take the snap, hand it to number 11. He's going to be stuffed at the line of scrimmage for no gain. Is going to set up a 3rd and 9. That was Devin Oliver on the interception just a couple of plays ago.
Looked like an off-tackle run with the receiver there. 3rd and long. If I'm Guilford, you put the ball in Wolf's hands.
Yeah, we've seen him make a number of big plays already here tonight. And this might be 4-down territory for Guilford as it stands. Very tough position for them if they cannot pick up this 3rd down. Snap is away. Looks like some confusion up front. Wolf able to escape 2 tacklers, but the 3rd one comes in from the secondary. Drives him back to the turf at the 48-yard line. Big mistake that time by Guilford. Looked like some miscommunication up front. He's going to be 8 yards on the sack. They're going to give him forward progress. 5 yards on the sack, but Guilford forced to punt this ball away once more.
Looked like Wolf was getting the sign from the play caller when the center snapped the ball. That's unfortunate right there. We'll see if North can capitalize on that.
Crowd making plenty of noise as they are telling what they think about this Belvidere North squad. Chance of overrated in the background. Always good to see a packed house here.
Some confusion on the play. Looks like they are missing someone on the line.
Yeah, they're running in number 51. That is Michael Reynolds. It's going to be on the near side, blocking on the edge. North sends some pressure, but punt is away. Good composure by the punter. That ball is going to bounce out of bounds at around the 28-yard line. So 18 yards on the punt. And Belvidere North will take over once again at the 27 inside their own territory. While we have a break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking. Family owned and customer focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387.
I think that punt was actually blocked. Granted, not blocked fully, but I believe someone at least got a fingertip on it.
Yeah, it might have been tipped at the line of scrimmage. Of course, there was great pressure that time by Belvidere North. Blue Thunder offense back out to work at the 25-yard line. Jones Swan takes a snap once again, going to hand it to the upback. That is number 6, Darius Fort, on the carry for 3 yards, maybe 4 yards on first down.
A little something new there. North had 2 receivers to one side. Typically, it's only been 1 receiver out. That time, they had 2.
So mixing it up a little bit as they have struggled to get much going on offense here this evening. Again, they are still without points here as we approach the end of the first half. Just under 3 minutes to go here in the second. Jones Swan takes a snap. He is going to hand the ball off once again to the upback. Darius Ford on the carry again, but this time thrown back for a yard loss. Really, Tyler, there's just nothing there up the middle.
Yeah, and I'm curious on the 2 receivers. They very well could just be boring the cornerbacks to death, hoping that they get lax and a quick pass that we saw batted down. I could see that in the future.
Yeah, we've seen 2 pass plays tonight for Belvidere North. One, an incompletion knocked down at the line of scrimmage. The other one, that interception on the last drive for the Blue Thunder. So Jones Swan here to work on 3rd and 6. Number 17, Bertolino in motion. Jones Swan takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to the upback. Good tough run that time. And looks like the officials are going to give Darius Fort a very generous spot. Looks like he might have been stopped a yard short, but they're going to give him enough for the first down.
Yeah, you see that a lot in high school football. Typically, referees are a little more generous on the spot.
Now, clock winding down as we are just about a minute and a half left to go here in this second quarter. Belvidere North driving. Just picked up a first down. Jones Swan takes a snap. He's going to hand the ball off to Darius Fort, and a nice play to bounce off one tackler, pick up a couple of extra yards. It's going to give him 6 yards on first down out to the 41, and we are going to have a timeout. Looking to see, yes, by Belvidere North. That is their first of the half. So, Tyler, this is a bit of a surprise. You know, we've seen this Belvidere North offense be very explosive this year. I know they are a running team, but they've been able to pick up, big plays pretty much every game that we've seen them, except for here tonight and last week. So I don't know if something was caught on film by opposing coaches or, if they're just a little bit tired as the season winds down, maybe looking forward to the playoffs. What do you think they can do to try to bounce this ball outside, pick up some big plays here in the second half?
Yeah, I think a big key in why the offense has struggled the last 2 weeks is injuries. I do know that their starting tight end, who their offensive coach says is their best lineman, did go down with a separated shoulder. I think it's just experience at this point. Those are new tight ends. They just had to get familiar with things. I do know that both tight ends have never played football before until this year, so it's just growing pains.
Yeah, I think you could be right. We've seen some missed blocks. We've seen some great penetration these past 2 weeks by these defensive lines. Last week, of course, with Harlem. This week here tonight with Guilford. So Jalen Swan is back under center at the 42-yard line, takes a snap, looking to pass once more, throws it out to the right. That ball sails way over the head of number 9, Ben Butcher, on the target. And the ball falls harmlessly to the turf as he overthrew him by a couple of feet, and it's going to bring up 3rd and 3 here at the 42-yard line, a few yards shy of midfield.
I think the receiver, if he had actually kept running, could have gotten to the ball, but unfortunately he kind of shuffled to try to get to the ball rather than running, causing it to be farther than his fingertips. So we'll see with a minute and a half left if North can score.
So Belvidere North really not able to get much going in the passing game. 2 incompletions and an interception. Jalen Swan under center. Bertolino on the motion, and that's going to draw number 44 offsides, Gian Herrera for Guilford. And that 5 yards will be enough to give Belvidere North a free 5 yards and a first down.
If you're Guilford, you're going to have to start looking out for that. That could come up big in the second half, but right now, with a minute and a half left, North has a fresh set of downs.
So still 2 timeouts for this Belvidere North squad as they are trying to march down and pick up some points before halftime. Currently trailing 14-0 here against Guilford at Guilford. Jalen Swan takes a snap. He is going to hand the ball off to Darius Fort up the middle. This time a nice gain, 8 yards on the first down carry. Clock winding down as we are just a few moments away from 1 minute left to go in the second half.
No huddle for North.
Jalen Swan takes a snap, looking to pass once more. Good pressure on the outside this time. Fantastic play. Jalen Swan did try to throw that ball away. We'll see what the ruling is. I haven't seen anything from the officials. Looks like they did rule that incomplete. Looked like a little bit suspect that time. To me, that ball looked like it went lateral. Went out of bounds either way, so the clock is stopped here on 3rd and 6, maybe 3rd and 7.
The chains are a little out of whack right now, as you can see on the video feed that the marker is 6 yards from where the line of scrimmage appears to be.
And it did look like they ruled that a fumble as the clock started to wind once more, but before that, looks like Belvidere North took their second timeout of the half to stop the clock and try to pick up a first down here. Again, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387.
So I believe that the timeout was called because the referees signaled that the ball carrier was down, not that the ball was a fumble. So,
well, either way, just going to force Belvidere North to burn one of their timeouts. And really, Tyler, at this point, it's tough to see them picking up too many big yards. I know you don't want to give up on the half and go into halftime down 14-0, but maybe if you're Belvidere North, you just run this ball once more and punt the ball away, try to force Guilford to go, 70, 80 yards in 30 seconds with 2 timeouts.
If I'm North, I'm trying something to the outside. We haven't seen it in quite a bit, and you're going to hope that maybe Guilford is not quite thinking about that outside edge.
So we'll see what this Belvidere North squad does here on 3rd and 8 at the 49-yard line, just a yard
Looks like a
inside their
pass.
own territory. We've seen quite a number of passes, more so than we've been used to from Belvidere North, as Jones Swan takes a snap, rolls out to the right, throws the ball up for grabs. Looks like his arm was hit, and it's going to be intercepted once again by Guilford. That's number 28 on the interception. 4th turnover forced of the night for this Guilford Viking squad.
Yeah, and the North coaches are next to us. They are not happy. I don't know if the quarterback just did not read the right read, or I'm just not quite sure.
Correction, that was number 20 on the interception. I have Gregory Hansard. So 4 turnovers forced by this Guilford Viking defense, just really playing outstanding here in this first half, as they are really having a nose for the ball. So Guilford trying to go down and score before halftime. Wolf takes a snap, quick swing to the left. That's number 2, Javon Jones, trying to get out to the sideline, and he will make it. Correction, looks like they are still keeping that clock wound. And we are going to have the second timeout of the half for Guilford. Looks like from our perspective he went out of bounds. Of course, that is on the far sideline, a little bit difficult to see from our perspective up here in the press box. Again, want to thank you all for joining us here tonight on Clutch Sports Media 815, as we are currently watching the Guilford Vikings take on the Belvidere North Blue Thunder. Guilford currently leads 14-0 here with a little under 25 seconds left to go in the first half. Guilford trying to go to 7-3 on the season, and Belvidere North trying to go to 8-1 and clinch a share of this conference championship. So far, does not look like they have the gall to get it done.
Yeah, and if you're Guilford, you really want to score here. Going into halftime up by 3 scores, that's just a huge mountain to climb for North, and let's see if Guilford can do it.
Quick correction on those records. Belvidere North is 7-1, Guilford 6-2. If the result stands as is, both teams would go to 7-2. We'll check the the Boylan game to see if they are able to take home a victory against Freeport. This play this time before the snap, a false start as the receiver got quite a heck of a head start on that snap. Looking to run down the seam, try to get into the end zone here before half. Again, there is 22.5 seconds left to go in the first, as Guilford just forced their 4th turnover of the night. Wolf in the shotgun motion across the formation. Wolf rolls out to the right, looking downfield, and number 54 on the backside pursuit, going to drag down Wolf for about it looks like he got back to the line of scrimmage. There's Marshall Smith on the tackle, and that'll be the final the final timeout for Guilford here in the first half. Still 10 seconds left to go. While we have a break, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family owned and customer focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. So, Tyler, you have no more first downs. Of course, you got the sidelines to use. Clock will stop on the first down as they reset the chains. Maybe you have a play call here to gain 12, maybe 13 yards. We did see Guilford earlier this year against Auburn back in week 2 throw up a Hail Mary at the end of the first half, and they were able to get in for 6. So we know Wolf has the arm to chuck it down there. If you're Guilford, are you trying to get those extra yards, or are you just trying to throw this ball into the end zone, maybe try to draw a flag?
Well, right now, on the sideline, I'm seeing the long snapper and the field goal holder working. So they very well could be just trying to get in the field goal range. But after the last attempt, I'd be a little wary of that.
Yeah, so we'll see what Guilford does here. Again, they have plenty of time to pick up a first down, maybe a spike if they can get a quick pass over the middle. Wolf takes a snap, 5-step drop, good pressure up the middle, and he is going to be dragged down. Referee says his knee hit the turf. Wolf pleading his case, unhappy with the call, but must be happy with the result, as Guilford's going to go into halftime leading 14-0 against Belvidere North. So as we get set for halftime, Tyler, we've seen some very good play for Guilford. Their defense has been really just outstanding tonight, forcing 4 turnovers and a half I can't remember the last time I watched a football game where there was 4 turnovers in half by one team. But, if you're Belvidere North, you really got to regain focus. What do you think they can do to try to, mentally toughen up and get back into this game?
They just got to dig deep. All these turnovers, you're just putting yourself in a huge hole that you have to climb out of. And with this offense, it makes it difficult to climb out of these holes. So,
as for Guilford, they had that one defensive touchdown early in the first quarter. So their offense only able to muster a single touchdown themselves, which that was also set up by good field position. So the Belvidere North defense is playing pretty well, but if you're Guilford, we've seen quite a number of passing plays. I'm sure in the second half they'll be looking to run the clock down. But what have you liked out of the Viking offense so far?
They really haven't taken very many chances. They're very conservative, if you can say passing is conservative. But if you're going to be conservative passing, they're doing a good job of it. They're not putting the ball in danger, and Wolf has been excellent tonight.
So we'll take a break for a few moments, but before we do, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. So we'll take a break for halftime. We'll be back in just a few moments to get you set for the second half. Again, I want to thank you for joining us here this evening on Clutch Sports Media 815 here at Guilford High School as we are watching the Guilford Vikings take on the Belvidere North Blue Thunder. Current score, Guilford 14, Belvidere North 0. So you guys are enjoying watching this Guilford Viking marching band as they're performing halftime here on senior night. Just a quick update from around the NIC-10. Of course, the key game here tonight is Boylan at Freeport. Boylan currently up 28-12 in the third quarter. If Boylan were able to hang on and Belvidere North cannot get back in this game, Boylan will win the NIC-10 Conference Championship outright. Harlem is up 22-0 against Belvidere. And once we find out some additional scores, we'll be sure to provide you updates. We'll be back here in just about 4, maybe 5 minutes to get you set for the second half and kickoff here on Clutch Sports Media 815. Good evening and welcome back, everybody. We are currently attempting to fix some technical issues with our video broadcast. We'll have that back up here before halftime, hopefully. We are here at Swanson Field at Guilford High School in Rockford, Illinois, watching the Guilford Vikings take on the Belvidere North Blue Thunder. Guilford currently leads 14-0 on the strength of 4 first-half turnovers forced by their defense, who have been playing exceptionally here tonight. Belvidere North have also been playing pretty well on defense. One of the touchdowns Guilford has was not really a strip sack, but a fumble recovery for a touchdown. And their other touchdown was a rushing touchdown to the far side of the field after some great field position given to them by a second fumble recovery, 2 interceptions as well, so 2-2 for this Guilford defense. I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Delano Trucking, family owned and customer focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. So Tyler, we've seen some errors and miscues by both sides. Of course, Belvidere North has the lion's share of those, giving the ball over 4 times, but penalties to go around for both sides tonight. Looking to see if we can have a cleaner second half, but Belvidere North, this is crunch time for them. Boylan currently leading big over Freeport, 28-12 in the third quarter. If they want a share of this conference championship, they've really got to pick it up here in the second half.
Luckily, their defense has been very solid tonight. It's really just offense, and they say that football has 3 phases. When one of those phases isn't working, like Belvidere North's offense, it puts a strain on everything else. So as long as the defense can maintain and the offense can actually get something going, there's a chance that this 2-score game could get interesting in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I'm sure some of these North coaches are very aware of the score between Boylan and Freeport, and I'm sure they're really going to pick up the intensity here in the second half. I know they are a very methodical team. They like to run the ball and have long, extended drives, but they really need more big plays than they've gotten tonight. They've really got to shoot the ball to the outside much more often than they have so far here.
Yeah. North and Guilford can make this an interesting game, but if Guilford, who's receiving the ball right now, can score right here, again, that mountain gets ever so taller.
So we are ready to get started with the second half. Belvidere North kicking the ball away to Guilford on the 40-yard line. Ball is sent out to the 35. Fair catch there. Going to spot him at the 37. Smart play that time by the Guilford special teams. Oliver with the fair catch that time. So good field position to start for Guilford as they try to go up 3 scores and try to put this game a little further out of reach, as you said.
Let's see what Skylar Wolf does this opening drive. See if he can connect with some of his receivers and get the Guilford offense going.
So Guilford ready to go to work. Tight formation, still in shotgun. Wolf takes a snap, hands it to the running back to his right. He's out to the left on the hash mark. Great run that time. Jordan Marquez Jordan on the carry. He's going to pick up 16 yards on that first down carry. An excellent start here for this Viking offense in the second half.
North had one guy who just could not make the play there. If he would have, it would have gone for a loss, but unfortunately the blocker held his block, and big gain for Guilford.
It's like Jordan coming up limping after that play. He heads to the sideline on his own power. Guilford out in the same formation. Wolf takes a snap once again, handoff to the opposite side. That's number 18 on the carry. That's LaDamian Hoffman. Good pressure that time by the second level for this Belvidere North defense, able to stop him for just a yard on first down.
Seems like Skylar Wolf is pretty okay with just handing the ball off and letting his receivers, running backs do the work.
Yeah, I'm sure they talked about it at halftime. They do want to burn this clock. Of course, you'd like to score here on this drive. So Wolf back in the shotgun, same formation once again. Wolf takes a snap, rolls out to the left, looking downfield. He's got a man wide open, and the ball drops to the turf. Damian Hoffman was 4 yards clear of the defensive back, and the ball just bounced off his hands. That could have been a heck of a big play for Guilford. Instead, it'll be 3rd and 9.
You're still pretty comfortable here. Again, Skylar Wolf is a leader in passing for the NIC-10, so if you're Guilford's coach, you're pretty comfortable at 3rd and looks like 14.
And there was a flag on the play, so instead of 3rd and 9, it'll be 2nd and 14. He's going to back up Guilford to their own 49. Number 8 in motion across the line of scrimmage. Wolf takes the snap, hands it to his running back. Stuffed at the line, but able to pick up 2 yards. Javon Jones on the carry. And now we'll bring up a 3rd and long, 3rd and 12, just 2 yards clear of the midfield.
It seems like Jones is limping. As you remember, he got hurt in the first half. Halftime does not help with injuries. You get tight, so we'll see if he can keep up with that momentum from the first half or if he's going to struggle.
So the Guilford offense back up to the line of scrimmage in shotgun, 2 receivers either side. Wolf takes a snap, quick pass back out to the near side. It's number 8, and we have another flag as there is a bit of a tussle around the midfield logo between 2 of the linemen. We'll see who they call the penalty flag on.
If I had to guess, I think it's offensive holding.
And indeed, you will be correct. I do think that Belvidere North will likely decline this penalty to set up a 4th and 11. We'll wait for the official call. However, as the official is still talking it over with Belvidere North sideline.
Anytime you see 2 linemen rolling around on the ground, typically it's offensive holding.
So yes, indeed, Belvidere North will decline that penalty. So after a couple of nice plays by Guilford, they are forced to punt. Of course, they had that big-time miss on the second down play just a few plays ago that could have sprung them big time, would have set them up in the red zone. Instead, an incompletion. A couple of backwards plays thanks to penalties, and now they are forced to punt the ball away.
See if North can get in for the block right here.
Bertolino back at the 10. Snap is up, and the pressure gets to the punter. As you said, a lot of men lined up on the line of scrimmage. Belvidere North able to get a great push up front, get into the backfield, and they were there before the punter even dropped the ball. Good play for Belvidere North. That might be the play that really gets them back in this game.
Starting with plus in plus territory right here. Let's see if the offense can come out and have a drive that ends up in the end zone right here.
So not quite the same as a turnover, but effectively the same, as it will officially go down as a fumble recovery, but it would have been 4th down, so a turnover on downs either way. So big play for Belvidere North here early in the first half. Jalen Swan under center takes the snap, hands it to number 23, Eric Roman. Big hit as number 43 able to tackle Roman in the backfield for a 4-yard loss. Nice play once again by the interior defensive line for Guilford.
North has been struggling with the Guilford defensive line, shooting upfield, especially the defensive ends. Right there, the defensive end made that play, so we'll see if North can make some adjustments.
So North now here on 2nd and 14 at the 45-yard line inside Guilford territory after the blocked punt. Jalen Swan under center, Bertolino in motion across the line of scrimmage. Almost got another offsides, but defense able to stay home. Handoff is to number 17, I believe, Bertolino, and he's going to be tackled for a 1-yard gain. He'll set up a 3rd and very long.
We've seen a lot of passes tonight by North. We'll see if they go to that well. Hasn't worked for him yet.
Yeah, and you say a lot. I say only 4 passes, but, some of the games we've called for North, they've had 0 passes, so I guess 4 is quite a bit more than 0. So North back now to the line of scrimmage, 3rd and 13 as we just hit the 9-minute mark here in the 3rd quarter. Jalen Swan under center, takes a snap, fakes the handoff. Looks like, no, he did hand the ball off to Nico Bertolino. Once again, not able to pick up any positive yardage on that gain. This Guilford defensive line coming out, making a statement here in the second half.
Absolutely. North's offensive line is just struggling to win that battle. Unfortunately, with this offense, you have to win the battle in the trenches.
Yeah, that's really been a problem, these past 2 weeks, as you spoke earlier. It might be some inexperience up front, some key injuries up front on the offensive line or tight ends, which are really an extension of your offensive line. So Belvidere North set the punt. Nobody deep, maybe one man at the 30-yard line for Guilford. Punt is away, and it is going to be blocked. So after the punt block from Belvidere North, Guilford responds in kind, and they are going to take over on their inside Belvidere North territory. So back-to-back big-time special teams plays for both of these teams. Just a wild start here in the second half.
Yeah, and Guilford did not send very many people. That should have never happened. If I'm a coach for North, I am figuring out what exactly happened, because that should not have.
Looked like that was number 44, John Herrera, on the block. As now Guilford goes back to work there on the 44-yard line inside Belvidere North territory after their punt block of their own. Wolf takes a snap, and there's some confusion up front. The ball drops to the turf. Good play, good heads-up awareness by LaDamian Hoffman to jump on that ball, as it looked like both running backs tried to take the ball away from Wolf.
Yeah, you had some miscommunication there. The running back specifically, came running onto the field late, and that's where the mistake happened. We have the starting running back out, sitting on the bench right now for Guilford, so we'll see how that progresses.
So once again, Guilford in this tight shotgun formation as they've been lining up so far in the second half. Wolf takes the handoff, this time out to number 18, LaDamian Hoffman, who just recovered that fumble by the offense, and he's going to get out to the 44-yard line, back to the original line of scrimmage, set up a 3rd and 10. So Guilford now on the far hash, looking to pick up a first down here. Try to extend this drive, potentially get into the end zone. They would love to go up 3 scores, and they are currently leading 14-0 here, as we have just started the second half. Wolf takes a snap, rolls out to the left. Good pressure up front by number 54. Makes one man miss. Good block by number 1 in the backfield. Wolf chucks it downfield. He's got a man there. Shakes off his defensive back, but unable to return to the near side. Can't get quite enough distance, and the ball falls to the turf. He was able to shake free of the defensive back, but just not able to track the ball down, and it's going to be another 4th down and 10 for Guilford. They're going to have to punt the ball away once more.
When you have a quarterback like Wolf, who is a playmaker, when you're on the sidelines watching him play, you're excited each and every play.
So Guilford looks like they are not going to punt the ball away. They're going to come back out on offense. One man to the near side of the formation was uncovered for quite a lengthy period of time. Now a cornerback on him. Wolf takes a snap, 5-step drop, looking to his left. Good pressure by the defensive end once more. He's going to throw the ball down to the 20-yard line, and it's going to fall incomplete. A little low on that target. Good coverage by the defensive back. That was Makai Doby on the target. So a good play that time by Belvidere North's defensive backs. And they force the turnover on downs. Going to set up the Blue Thunder offense with good field position here.
Guilford choosing to not punt there does not surprise me. Belvidere North's offense has just struggled today, so give your offense a chance to get the first down, and if not, honestly, you're not too worried.
We are 6 minutes and 32 seconds away from into the third quarter here, as Belvidere North takes over after the turnover on downs on their own 44. Jones Swan under center, and there is more motion once again. This time number 60 came across way too early. That is Brandon Boyd. It's going to give Belvidere North 5 yards and just a yard shy of midfield. North huddling once again. Again, we've talked about it, the differences in philosophy. Guilford likes to throw the ball away, go no huddle. Belvidere North likes to run the ball and huddle after pretty much every play. Jones Swan under center. Bertolino in motion once more. He is going to be given the ball by Jones Swan. Great burst of speed up the middle, out to the 41 for a 9-yard run on 1st and 5.
Yeah, typically those A-backs typically don't get the ball in between the tackles. There they did, using that quickness, unlike the fullback who tend to be a little bit more stocky and slow. We'll see if they go back to that.
So now this snap inside Guilford territory. We have not seen too many plays inside Guilford territory for Belvidere North here tonight. Jalen Swan takes a snap. They go right back to that same play. Bertolino came in motion. Jalen Swan turned around, handed the ball off. Looked like the exact same play, in fact. This time, good pressure by the defensive line to hold him to just a 1-yard gain.
Pick up a yard and the play to the 40-yard line. 2nd and 9, Blue Thunder.
Some of the Guilford defenders got their hands on their hips, looking a little bit tired. Of course, the rushing attack, especially when you're facing an option team like this, can really wear you down as the game goes on. So Jalen Swan now back under center, receiver near side this time. Number 23 in motion, that's Eric Roman. Jalen Swan takes the ball, hands it off to, and it looks like it is number 10 on the carry, Trenton Dinsmore, who again is only going to pick up 2 yards on that interior run. Really just unable to get anything tonight with these fullbacks up the middle.
Yeah, and like I've been preaching all night, you need that for this offense to be successful. You need those resources committed inside so it opens up the running lanes on the outside.
Now 3rd and 7 at the 38-yard line officially. Jalen Swan under center, offensive line getting ready. Jalen Swan takes a snap. He's looking for a pitch, but he is going to be taken down behind the line of scrimmage. That time, number 45 and 27, pretty much tag teamed him. David Roberts listed on the roster for a 5-yard loss. Sets back the Blue Thunder offense for a 4th and 12, and they're going to be forced to kick the ball away once more.
Yeah, North coaches cannot be happy with that play. I don't know exactly what happened, but the defensive line should not get through your offensive line that easily.
So Eric Roman, again, one of the freshmen on this Belvidere North squad, setting up at the 45-yard line, getting ready to punt the ball away. Nobody back deep for Guilford. Snap is away a little high. Good snag by Roman. Punt is away. It's going to hit the turf at the 15 and down at the 10-yard line. So good play by the Belvidere North special teams unit this time to avoid the block. And it's going to set up Guilford for a very tough drive here as we are approaching the end of the 3rd quarter. While we have a break in the action, I want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. Quick update on some scores around the NIC-10. Boylan up 41-12 against Freeport in the 4th quarter. Harlem currently leading 29-6 against Belvidere in the 3rd, and Hononegah up 14-0 at home versus Auburn. Those are your playoff teams that you'll see here this year for the NIC-10. So Guilford ready to go to work. Wolf takes the snap, hands the ball off to the running back. He's got some space to the outside. Nice run on 1st down to pick up 11, get them in or outside of their own red zone, and going to set up a 1st down after a nice chunk of yardage on 1st down.
Yeah, the past few pass plays for Guilford, we've seen Wolf running for his life, and you don't want to do that near your end zone. Don't want to risk the safety.
I believe that is Isaiah Primus in the backfield, number 85, alongside Wolf. Wolf takes a snap once more, hands it off to Primus once again. Good, tough run by the impressive running back, filling in for the injured Javon Jones. He was stopped just 2 yards, 2 yards beyond the line of scrimmage, but able to keep those legs churning and pick up an extra 2 for a 4-yard gain there on 1st down. Primus getting plenty of props from his coaches on the sideline after those back-to-back really impressive runs by the man filling in for the starting run back. Wolf takes a snap in shotgun once again. This time hands it off to the receiver who came around in motion. Marquez Jordan on the carry. Good play by the defensive back, Darius Fort, for Belvidere North to stop him for no gain.
Very surprised Guilford ran the ball to this side, especially with the sideline this close. You're using that sideline as a defender if you're North, and that's the result.
So Guilford set up now for a 3rd and 6 at the 26-yard line. They are trying to pick up a 1st down. They would love to extend this drive, work some clock, as they are currently leading 14-0 here against Belvidere North at home here at Swanson Field at Guilford High School in Rockford, Illinois. Looks like there's some confusion on the play call from the sideline. Sure, the play clock is running down. Officials communicating with each other, not exactly sure what's going on. The clock is still running. Looks like they're going to have to call a timeout. Yes, indeed, they're first of the half.
I think they designed to do that. The coach was looking at that back judge the entire time, right next to the referee, had his hands ready, probably just trying to waste as much time as possible right now.
So again, we have seen this Guilford defense be really impressive here in this third quarter. Still pitching a shutout. They currently control the ball 3rd and 6 at the 26-yard line. Guilford leading 14-0 here at home versus Belvidere North, who, again, they were undefeated until a week ago. They dropped their first game against the Harlem Huskies at Harlem. Clutch Sports Media 815 was on the call as we saw them go down in a very tough-fought game. Here now, looks like the Guilford Vikings trying to pull off what could be paramount to another upset if you're Belvidere North. This game is crucial because if you drop this game, you will no longer be tied with Boylan, and you would give up the opportunity to be a co-conference champion. Offense ready to go to work. Wolf takes a snap. 5-step drop, rolling out to the left after some good pressure. Now he sprints back to the right. He's going to throw the ball away out of bounds. Good play that time by Wolf to save a sack. Would have been about a 10-yard loss on the play. Instead, it'll be 4th and 6, and the clock stops on the incompletion.
I think North has discovered kind of something that counteracts Guilford's passing attack. If they send an extra hat, Wolf has not enough time to find a receiver like he has in the first half.
Belvidere North fans making their presence known, waving some phone flashlights off in the distance. They're trying to pump up their crowd. There's a good visiting section here tonight at Guilford High School. Snap is away, punt is good. Another great pressure by the Belvidere North up front unit for the special teams, but a nice play that time by the punter to get the ball away. It's going to be set up at the 40-yard line, so give him 34 yards on the punt. Good play by the special teams unit, and now we'll see Belvidere North take over once again, see if they can drive down and pick up some points before the fourth quarter.
Yeah, if you're North, you're scratching the bottom of the barrel here, trying to think of something you can do to find your way into the end zone. We'll see if they can do it on this drive.
Indeed we will. If you're Belvidere North, it's just about crunch time if you want that share of the conference championship here this year. They are currently down 2 scores. 14-0 is the tally as we approach the end of the third quarter. Still a minute 45 in the third. So Jalen Swan and the North offense back to work. Roman comes across in motion. He's going to take the ball, hand it off to Darius Ford, the up back once again. And Tyler, I know I've said it more than a few times, but man, they are just not getting anything up the middle on these fullback dives.
Yeah, unfortunately, you have to run it because if you commit to going outside, then they can just kind of move their resources to the outside. I mean, it's a double-edged sword.
Yeah, we've seen them really struggle these past 2 weeks. Interior pressure for Harlem last week, and now here tonight, Guilford just really winning the battles up front against this North offensive line. Jalen Swan takes a snap. Once again, handoff to Darius Fort. Nice run that time on second down. Give him 5 on the carry. It's going to bring up 3rd and 4. 4 yards shy of midfield, which is the line to make. Looks like we'll have enough time for at least 1, maybe 2 more plays here in the third quarter, as there are 45 seconds left to go.
At this point, everything is 4-down territory for North.
So North back out. Jalen Swan under center. Takes the snap. This time he's going to hand the ball off once more to Darius Fort. Nice run that time. Good tackle by number 8 for Guilford. Hit him low, but Fort able to pick up 6 yards on the carry. That's enough for a first down. Clock is stopped while the chains are reset. Sorry, go ahead, Tyler.
I was just about to mention that in high school, just like college, the clock does stop when a first down is had.
Now it looks like there might be a stoppage on the field, maybe an official's timeout. I haven't seen a timeout signaled from the officials. The Belvidere North offense is going to the line of scrimmage, but the officials are not in place. So we'll wait after the Belvidere North coach still on the sideline. We might see a sideline warning here if he doesn't get off the playing field here in a couple of seconds.
The only thing I can think of is that he was not happy with how early the clock started, as the chains weren't set when the clock began.
So it looks like there is some signaling from the far side judge to the referee and now over to the near side judge. They might be talking about that clock indeed. We'll wait to see if we get an official word from the PA announcer, as again the referee is still near the near sideline talking with the Guilford coaches and his side judge on the near sideline. Once again, we'll set the stage for you as we get it all sorted out. Belvidere North is taking on Guilford here at Swanson Field at Guilford High School in Rockford, Illinois on Clutch Sports Media. And it does look like the clock was reset to about 24 seconds after some discussion. Clock is winding now. Belvidere North under center. Jillian Swan takes the ball. He's going to hand it off to the up back this time. Looks like that is Trenton Dinsmore on the carry. Give him 4 yards on the first down carry. And that will bring us to the end of the third quarter. Guilford leads 14-0 against Belvidere North. So while we have a break in the action as we get set for this fourth quarter, we want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family owned and customer focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. Again, thank you so much for joining us this evening on our second video broadcast. Trevor Larson alongside Tyler Fowler on the call here this evening as we are watching the Belvidere North squad take on the Guilford Vikings here at Swanson Field in Rockford, Illinois at Guilford High School. Of course, Belvidere North was looking to come away from this game with a victory. They are currently 7-1, Guilford 6-2. As it stands, if the score were to hold, both teams would move to 7-2 and give Boylan the outright conference championship should they hold on to Freeport. Last we checked, they were up 28-12 in the third quarter. We'll give you an update whenever we can. So as we start the fourth quarter, Jillian Swan under center takes the ball. He's going to hand it once more to Trent Dinsmore up the middle for another run. Give him 3 yards on the carry. Going to set up 3rd and 3 on the 42-yard line inside Guilford territory.
Seems like they found something up the middle. Granted, 3 yards is not what you're hoping for. You're hoping for 4 or 5, but you'll take 3.
Yeah, we'll see if what they found is going to be enough, or if it's going to be too little, too late. This stage in the game, I don't know if you can live with these 3-4 yard rushes up front, especially with the clock continuing to run after each play. So Jillian Swan under center. This time he's going to take the snap. Good fake that time. He's going to pitch it out to Bertolino. Bertolino's got the edge. He's at the 20, 15, 10, 5. Touchdown, Belvidere North. That's the big play Belvidere North has been waiting for all night. They're finally able to get it out to the edge, punch it into the end zone. 14-6, Guilford, extra point coming.
Like I said, you have to run up the middle to open up exactly what happened there. You had one defender out there, that cornerback who had a receiver blocking him. If that receiver who made that block right there with
Yeah, it was really a great play that time by Jillian Swan. In my estimation, a fantastic fake. Snap is down, kick is up, and it is plenty good. Montez on the extra point. So that brings Belvidere North back within a touchdown, 14-7, after the 40-yard rushing touchdown by Nico Bertolino. And again, going back to that last play, Tyler, you mentioned the block into the outside by the receiver. For me, the best player on that play was Maddox Jillian Swan. He faked out 7 or 8 guys up front, all of them with, they were looking to get their hat on the ball up the middle, but he pulled it out from the up back and pitched at the last second to Bertolino to the edge. And Bertolino, as we've seen all season, able to use that speed to get outside and really make a big-time explosive play for the Blue Thunder and get it in for 6.
The quarterback has received high praise from the coaching staff on North this year. First year starting, and they could not be happier with what he has done for them this year. So it's not a surprise that Guilford was faked out by him.
Yeah, as we mentioned at the top, this is one of the best scoring offenses in the entire league. In fact, the second highest scoring team coming into tonight. They were 4 points clear of Guilford, who is third in points scored this season. Quick update on scores from around the league. It's like Boylan, we'll get back to that in just a moment, as we are set to watch Belvidere North kick this ball off to Guilford once again. Ball is away. Another one of these pooch kicks. It's like number 1 is going to take the ball. He might have been standing out of bounds, and if that were to be the case, that should be a flag, but I do not see any markers from the officials. So it's going to be 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Getting back to some scores from around the league, Harlem up 29-6 against Belvidere at Belvidere. Boylan currently leads Freeport 41-12. That game's in the 4th quarter. Auburn trails Hononegah 14-0 in the 2nd, and East 14-0 at Jefferson at halftime.
Yeah,
go ahead,
that
Tyler.
pooch kick right there. The referee should have thrown the flag. I believed he was out of bounds, but the referee.
Yeah, so they snap this time, skips by Wolf. He's able to corral the ball, and he throws the ball downfield to number 18 at the 50-yard line. An absolutely incredible play that time by Skylar Wolf to pick up the snap that was rolling on the ground, scrambled out to the right, fired a dart to midfield, and just a really unbelievable play for 19 yards.
Yeah, and the fumble on the play, I think, allowed that play to happen because when you see the ball on the ground, you want to go for it. So that cornerback probably left his guy for that half second.
So now after that big play from Skylar Wolf and the Guilford offense back out on the near sideline, this time 4 receivers, 2 to each side. Number 11 in motion across the formation. Wolf takes the ball, hands it to number 11. Great play that time by Bertolino, who just scored the touchdown, to tackle the ball carrier by his ankles. 2-yard gain on the play. Gets them inside Belvidere North territory at the 49-yard line.
Looks like Javon Jones is back in the game after sitting out last drive, so we'll see what he has left in the tank.
Yeah, Guilford really trying to win this game, send their seniors home with a victory here on senior night. I'm sure they would love nothing more than to take down one of the top 2 teams in the NIC-10 this season and stake their claim as one of the best teams in the conference. Wolf back to work, takes the snap, fires it out to the right, 18 on the reception, and a LaDamian Hoffman on the reception. Interesting route that time after he received the ball, almost as if he ran into the defensive back who was engaged on the block that time.
Yeah, and the defensive back that made the tackle there almost threw him for more yardage, which was quite weird.
Yeah, I don't really think he was expecting that. He almost seemed surprised when Hoffman ran into him and he was able to bring him down. Same thing with the receiver who was engaged. But Wolf back in shotgun, 3 receivers to the top this time. Takes the snap, rolling out to the left that way, looking for a man downfield. Good pressure by Belvidere North. Some shifty moves by Wolf, but just too many Belvidere North defenders near him, and he's going to be brought down for about a half-yard loss. Belvidere North sideline really crying for a flag there. Not quite sure, can't really tell what happened in that scrum. But nothing on the field from the officials, and it's going to be 4th and 5 after some further discussions between number 84 on the far sideline. Guilford set to punt this ball away once more.
Skylar Wolf ripping off his helmet in almost disgust about halfway from his sideline. Don't know what that is about.
The snap is away. Good pressure once more. I do believe that one was tipped at the line, and Belvidere North able to pick the ball out of the air. So once again, the Belvidere North special teams unit making a big play. Not quite a full block, but a tip at the line of scrimmage, and Belvidere North will take over at the 43, still inside their own territory, but set up with great field position here on 1st down.
Yeah, and I'm watching the sideline right now as Skylar Wolf and his head coach are Looks kind of like an argument. Looks like it's over now, but we'll see how that affects Wolf.
So Belvidere North now back on offense. Bertolino motions from the bottom to the top, now resets back to his original position as Belvidere North looking to tie this ball game up as we are just underway in the fourth quarter. Jillian Swan takes the ball. Looks like there was some confusion. Number 58 for Guilford, able to meet him pretty much at the line of scrimmage, drives him back a few yards. Akeem Burnett on the stop. They're going to give him 3 yards on the loss.
Oh, looks like Maddox is out injured right now with backup quarterback is in. I do know that North has said that they are a little uneasy about if Maddox were to go down.
So can't quite make out the number from our vantage point. Once we get an idea, we'll be sure to let you guys know who it is under center. Belvidere North now back under center, Bertolino. And it looks like there's some snap miscue. You mentioned the backup quarterback in. Didn't see that ball hit the turf until late, but the ball hit the turf. Luckily for the quarterback, able to recover it. As Dominique Girardin playing quarterback now for Belvidere North, number 15, listed as a running back and defensive back for Belvidere North, but called into duty for backup quarterback. So 3rd and 12 for Belvidere North. Takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to the up-back. Nice run that time. I believe that is Trent Dinsmore. A nice tough run to pick up 5 yards, but still 4th and 15.
At this point, your offense kind of on life support with the backup quarterback, especially with the triple option.
Yeah, we'll see if Girardin can really show his mettle. He is listed as a sophomore. Of course, Jalen Swan a junior, so some inexperience up front, or under center rather, for this Blue Thunder offense. It's not the time that you want to see it when you are trying to hang on to your championship dreams here for the conference. Belvidere North back to punt. Good snap, good kick. Guilford did not have anybody deep, and they are not going to be burned that time as the ball bounds into the end zone for a touchback. Bit of a risky move that time for the Vikings. Pays off, and they're going to be set up at the 20-yard line. We'll see if they can do something here on offense as they stalled out near midfield the last time out.
Yeah, if you're North, your defense needs to have a big play here. Ideally, if it's a pick six or a scoop and score, you need to come up with something right here, because with your quarterback down, it's not looking too good.
Yeah, so the Guilford offense has really been struggling. Ever since that score in the first quarter, they have not scored anything in the second or third or now fourth. Wolf takes the snap, hands the ball off once again to the motion man, Marquez Jordan on the carry. Came from right to left from our perspective, able to gain just 2 yards on the carry as we are now halfway through the fourth quarter. 6 minutes left to go here in this ball game. Guilford back to work, getting the play in from the sideline. Again, I have not seen them huddle up too often here this evening, especially after a play call or a play has occurred. Looks like there are going to be 3 receivers.
Talent like that.
So crucial 3rd down for both the Guilford offense and Belvidere North defense, as Guilford currently leads 14-7 here at home versus Belvidere North, trying to go for 7 wins on the season. Wolf takes the snap. He's going to hand the ball off to Jones, who bounces it to the outside, chased by number 1, but Jones has the edge. 6 yards on the carry, hops over the opposing bench on the far sideline. Nice burst of speed towards the end of that play. Picks up 5 yards and a first down for Guilford.
That run looks like it hurt him as he's running to the sideline, limping. Who knows? Maybe it was the run, maybe it was the jump over the bench.
Either way, a fantastic play as he's clearly been hobbled here in the second half after that injury, but really just an unbelievable play by Jones, really testing his mettle. We apologize for our technical difficulties. Looks like we have dropped video. We still have audio, I believe. So Wolf now takes a snap in a tight formation, run up the middle for about a yard gain. That is Isaiah's Primus, who came in to back up Javon Jones, as we saw earlier here in this second half.
Yeah, you're hoping for a little bit more yardage there on first down, but you're not too worried if you go for it, as you are just trying to run down the clock.
So now Guilford back to work on offense. This time they have two receivers to the top, a tight end, or maybe a receiver actually to the bottom. Wolf takes the takes the snap, hands it off to number 16, who came across in motion, number 18, Damian Hoffman, who we've seen handle the ball quite a few times. He did score the touchdown earlier in this game for Guilford. So a nice gain that time. It's going to set up a third, and it looks like 3 yards.
You really hope that he hadn't gone out of bounds, because that would have at least taken 25, 30 seconds off the clock, but with him going out of bounds, the clock stops.
Yeah, mentioning the clock, there are a little bit more than 4 minutes here to go in the fourth quarter. Crucial play once again for Guilford. They'd love to pick up the first down, bleed some more clock. Number 11 in motion. Wolf takes the snap, and the running back, Isaiah's Primus, tripped up a couple of yards behind the line of scrimmage, able to fall forward for about 1.5 yards on the gain, but it's going to be fourth down and maybe 1 yard. Clock is currently running. We'll see what Guilford wants to do. Looks like they are sending their punt unit out. And with the way their defense has been playing, I think that's a smart move here.
Absolutely.
While we have a quick break, want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. So Bertolino back in deep to receive this punt. We've seen, it looks like they have a bit of a interesting formation. They're going to try a QB sneak. Not quite sure who is under center, and they are going to pick up enough yardage for a first down. So a very gutsy call that time by Guilford. We'll see who that was on the carry. Couldn't quite make out who the PA announcer was that time, but a great play by Guilford that time. Again, a very aggressive play call. They pick up a first down, and now they're going to really try to burn this clock out, try to put this game away.
Yeah, 3 minutes left. It's not looking too good for North. The one thing they do have going for them is that Guilford has struggled on the ground.
So Wolf now back in shotgun, takes a snap, hands the ball off to Primus, who's going to be stopped at about a 3-yard gain on the play. But bigger than that is the clock here at this juncture. Approaching 2.5 minutes. Next snap will be at around 2:15, maybe 2:10. Belvidere North still with all 3 timeouts. If you're the Blue Thunder, you really need to stop here to get the ball back if you want to try to win this game. But it is crunch time. It's go time if you're the Blue Thunder right now.
With your offense, it is a double-edged sword, because with the run focus offense, you kind of have to save your timeouts for when you're on offense, and you can't use them on defense. So we'll see what they choose to do.
So 3 receivers to the top this time for Wolf, 1 to the bottom. Isaiah's Primus in the backfield once again. Wolf takes a snap, hands it off to Primus, and he is going to push the pile forward for a couple of extra yards. Looks like he was stopped at midfield, able to keep those legs churning. Once again, we've seen some tough runs for the backup running back, and he'll be out to the 48. Sets up a 3rd and 2 as we approach 1.5 minutes. Really, if you're Belvidere North, you've got to stop on this play. Otherwise, this game might be over.
Absolutely, and Skylar Wolf coming to the sideline to get the play rather than staying out, probably to make sure that there is no confusion.
Yeah, we've seen a few botched snaps here tonight. Again, we had a big play earlier in this quarter by Wolf on the snap that went over his head. You're looking to avoid that this time. Everybody in tight this time, both sides of the field, Guilford and Belvidere North. Wolf takes a snap, hands it to number 11 on the outside. Fantastic stop that time. Number 5, Gabriel Lang on the stop. Belvidere North's going to take a timeout, their first of the half. We got 1:10.
And making sure everyone has their assignment. That way another block does not happen. We'll see if North can draw up something to get to the punter and create a big play.
Well, we have a quick break. Want to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Galano Trucking, family-owned and customer-focused since 1999. Give them a call at 877-383-0387. So I think we're set for an exciting finish here. Again, Belvidere North currently trails Guilford 7-14, as Guilford is looking to win their 7th game of the season, which would be their best marks since 2013, the year that you and I graduated from high school, Tyler. So it's been almost 10 years, it would be 9 years. Belvidere North looking to hold on to any last glimmer of hope. Snap is good, punt is away. Almost blocked once again. That looked like it was number 15 on the pressure from the near side. Could have been disastrous. Instead, the punt does get out, and it looks like Belvidere North is going to be set up at the 35-yard line. And if you're a championship team, this is the drive. You've got to go down and prove it.
Yeah, and Maddox Gilliswan is out as the backup is in, so if you're him, you must really be hurting to not be in the game in this situation.
Crowd making the most noise they've made all night, as we are just a little bit more than a minute left in the game. 1 minute, 5 seconds. Belvidere North still 2 timeouts. They are set up at their 35. Currently trail 7 points, 14-7 here in the 4th quarter. Girardin takes a snap, pitches it wide, this time to the near sideline. He's got some space to the edge. That is number 17, Bertolino. He's going to be inside Guilford territory, marked down at the 49-yard line. Great play on first down for this Blue Thunder offense.
There's a lot of commotion going on in the Belvidere North coaching box next to us. Whether maybe they have found something, we'll see.
So Joan Swan out still once again. We want to Dominic Girardin is under center. Their backup quarterback. Lots of time being wasted here on this play as Belvidere North unable to get the play in. Girardin takes a snap. He's going to pitch it wide once more to Bertolino, and Bertolino is going to be tripped up, and he is going to be dropped at the 45-yard line inside Belvidere North territory. And yes, indeed, looks like Belvidere North is forced to burn their 2nd time out of the half. Looks like he might have had some space. Good play by the defensive line to just get a hand on his foot, trip him up. And he's going to set up a 2nd and 16. But more important than that is the clock. Only 30 seconds left in this game.
Yeah, right now you are not worried about down and distance. Really, it's 2nd and goal line, because you have to score in order to even have a chance to continue this game in overtime, or maybe they go for 2 if they do end up scoring. We'll see.
Yeah, it's a tall task. You know, if you ask me, your backup quarterback is in. Of course, Maddox Gillen Swan went out with an injury earlier here in this half. I believe that was in the third quarter. Might have been towards the beginning of the 4th. So Dominic Girardin in for Belvidere North. Their backup quarterback. Of course, they have a couple of injuries up front. And if you are Belvidere North, you're hoping that your backup quarterback can really pull you out of this one, as Belvidere North's offense has really been unable to get anything going here this evening. And if there's ever a time, you know, as a backup quarterback, and sometimes you dream about these situations, you want to be the hero coming in off the bench.
Especially being a sophomore, you know that going into next year that the incumbent's still there. So maybe you pull something out of somewhere tonight, or you know, maybe you're just still relegated sitting on the bench.
Yeah. Well, we'll see what the backup quarterback in. That's Dominic Girardin, who is in for Maddox Gillen Swan. Crowd making plenty of noise as they are trying to will Guilford on to a victory here tonight. 30 seconds left to go in the game. Takes a snap. Bertolino looking to fire it downfield, and he is going to throw the ball well short of the receiver. Trying to switch it up was the Belvidere North offense, but that pass just fell 7 yards short. 28.8 seconds left to go. Looks like they did add a few more seconds to the clock.
Yeah, it's always tough when you're called to make a pass that you typically don't.
So one of the biggest plays of the game, if not the biggest play of the game here for Belvidere North. They need 14 yards. The 39-yard line is the first down to gain inside Guilford territory. But Belvidere North set up at their own 47. So Girardin under center takes a snap. He's going to pitch it wide once again. Great pressure by the defensive line. Bertolino able to shake off a couple of tacklers. He's only able to get back to the 47, 0 yards on the run. Belvidere North is going to be forced to burn their final time out of the game. Just 22.1 seconds left to go. And Tyler, I know I said it earlier about the drive, but really it's this play. The game comes down to this play for Belvidere North. Do you have something in the back of your pocket? You know, you got to really search for 15 yards here with your backup quarterback in. Try to stay afloat. Yeah, Guilford student section heading over to the field entrance, getting ready to storm the field should they pull off this victory. We'll keep it live as we are just about ready to get set for this 4th and 14. Belvidere North's conference championship hopes and dreams on the line right here. Girardin under center, 2 receivers out to either side. 2 A-backs. He's going to take the snap, drops back. Good pressure that time for the Belvidere North offense.
Oh my goodness. If you don't know, you've never seen that on ESPN, they talk about the coach that says most explosive plays are when 2 or more people touch the ball.
So Girardin under center, 9.7 seconds left. He takes a snap. Looks like he spiked the ball that time. Not quite sure what happened on that play. Be curious to see if they call a flag. I know if they call goal on the 9-yard line for Belvidere North, trying to pull off the miracle tie. Maybe we'll see what they do on the ensuing extra point if they can get it. Quarterback takes a snap, rolls out to the right. He's going to be dropped for a sack. Unbelievable play by Guilford.
Yeah, you should know that you cannot get sacked, and unfortunately he did, ending the game, and Guilford comes out on top.
Yeah, that was a really thrilling end to what was otherwise a pretty low-scoring game. Only, in fact, 1 touchdown scored in the second half. But final score here this evening, Belvidere North 7, Guilford 14 as they pull off the victory here at home on senior night. Guilford moves to 7-2 with the victory, as does Belvidere North with the loss. A couple of scores around the league. This does allow Boylan to clinch the NIC-10 Conference Championship as they are able to take care of Freeport by a score of 41-20. Harlem also maybe a couple players for Guilford that stood out to you here this evening.
I have to say Skylar Wolf is one of the best quarterbacks I have seen this year, if not in the past decade. I think Guilford has a chance to at least be competitive in the playoff game at 7-2. We'll see if they host. It all depends on seeding, but Guilford is definitely
to try to gain playoff status. So again, it's been a fantastic journey for you here on our inaugural season for Clutch Sports Media 815. Again, I've been Trevor Larson alongside Tyler Fowler, signing off for the last game of the regular season in NIC-10 football. Again, we'll be back with you next week.